And Mr. Fry is doing something crazy with his video. He must have a short in his wiring somewhere. He's still moving. I think you might have a short. Make sure it's plugged in real good, Mr. Fry.
No, I'm on my phone. My computer's not working.
It's doing something funky. All right, don't worry about it. No big deal. All right. Now, I don't care what you use. You can go by hand, or you can do it with your calculator, you know, and find it in a couple of seconds. Whatever you want to do, I don't care. But we're going to do a lot on this one. Mean. And this is in the way. Get this out of the way. Median. Mode. Range. Mid-range. Variance. Standard deviation. And then right below this, 5-number summary. And that's going to be the mean, first quartile.
Good heavens.
Second quartile.
Is this a homework or test question?
This is a test question, but I'm doing everything because that way you get everything. It's asking for the mean. I think it asks for it says find the sample variance and find the mean. That's what the test question says. But I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone, and I'm going to show you the 5-number summary with this one also. Y'all hadn't figured it out yet? That's the way I teach, especially with this. I give y'all wagon loads of stuff to unload, and then I give you 5 bags to unload with the test. So you take about 20 bags with the homework, and then you unload 5 bags for the test. So therefore, the test is not what?
Hard.
It's not hard, exactly. Some people would actually call it hard work.
Don't say that word. Don't say that word. They don't know what that is.
Work.
Don't say that word.
But we may not want to do hard work because, you know, we got companies wanting you to change the way you are. So if you work hard, that might be not good. Mr. Fry, are you at Tri-County? Or you're at your house. It looks like you were in front of Tri-County's windows. I didn't know what you were doing. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to give you another minute to make sure you get it in the calculator or whatever you're using. And I want you to get everything that I've got listed over here. All right, so here's the mean. We're going to add all these up. And divide by what?
How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10.
So n is equal to 10.
Yep. Okay, the median. Since 10 is even, we got to find number 5 and 6. And what do we got to do with number 5 and 6?
Subtract them. 28, subtract 31.
Not subtract them, but what?
Get the average of both of them.
Yes, add them and take the average, yes. Now, when we get the median, we also have the what?
The mode,
No. When we get the median, we also
the
have the
second
what?
quartile.
The second quartile. The median and the second quartile is the same number. Write that down. The median and the second quartile is the same number. Of course, y'all know the mean is 4 and the max is
57.
57. So that's not a lot of work there. Mode, I really don't care. 28 maybe.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I did that. How did I do that?
57 minus.
Okay, there we go. I hit something on my computer and everything went blank. Okay. All right, range, that's equal to the highest minus the what? Lowest. Mid-range is equal to the highest plus the lowest divided by 2. Variance, I'm going to go ahead and equals this number minus the mean for function F4. Copy that down. Square it. Copy that down. Add it all up. That is the numerator
I hate it when
for
you do
your
that.
variance. Divided by 10 minus 1 is 9, and that is the variance. Now I'm going to highlight that in green because that is what the question is asking. The variance is also called S to the second power. So make sure you make a note of that when you're on the test.
What am
And it asks for S squared, that's the variance. Say again?
So I'm doing something wrong when I'm trying to work out the variance because I try to write out the formula E and the X minus X squared and then squared divided by N minus 1.
That's it.
Okay, but I'm getting all screwed up trying to put my numbers into place and divide it out and figure out what's the denominator and everything.
Where, I don't understand what you're talking about. Where are you getting screwed up? Tell me where you're getting screwed up.
Trying to set up the formula like to get my denominator and to figure out.
Remember, I'm doing this by hand, but you should be doing it in the calculator. In
Yeah,
other
but
words,
the range and the variance is not in. I mean, the variance is not in the calculator.
it is. You take the standard deviation and you raise it to the second power, just like it says, S to the second power.
Squared to the second power. Okay.
So you take your standard deviation and you raise it to the second power. Now, if you don't have the standard deviation, then I'm going to write down the formula again right here, and we're going to look at it.
The standard deviation is automatically done up in the
The
calculator.
square root. The variance is equal to the summation of X minus X bar, quantity squared, over N minus 1. So tell me where you're getting confused.
Plugging in the numbers. It's just so many steps. I understand the concept.
Here's the X column right here. And this column is what? X minus what?
X minus bar. X bar minus
X bar. Which means I'm going to take away that 30.1 from each one of these X's. Let me insert. This is X. Hold on a second. This is X. And this is X minus X bar. And then what's the next column?
X, it's whatever, it's the squared, X squared.
X minus X bar.
Squared.
Quantity squared. And that's it. And then you add them together.
And what do you do when you get to the bottom? If you where does that sum? What is the sum? That's E in the formula?
Yeah, that's the, add it all up, yeah. When you add it all up, that's the summation. So I'll put right here, sum is equal to, and it's that number right there. That's the numerator for your variance. That's the numerator for your variance.
And you said the standard deviation is the variance,
Take
the square root of the variance.
raise to the 0.5 power. So 251.2 raised to the 0.5 power. And there is your, now the question was asking for these two things. So I'm going to mark them green. The test question is asking you for these two things right here.
And you said the variance is the standard deviation squared, correct?
Yeah, we wrote that down. Look in your notes.
I did. I can't read my notes. That's the problem.
The square root of the variance is equal to the standard deviation.
Yeah, I got that.
Standard deviation squared is equal to the variance.
The standard, all right, standard deviation squared is equal to the variance. Okay. It's the range that's not in the calculator, which is easy to find.
Range, the mode, and the mid-range. All right. Now I'm going to show you how to find the 5-number summary, or if I haven't showed you, I'm going to show you right now. Somebody tell me where the median is at 29.5. Where is it in relation to these numbers right here?
Between 28 and 31.
Okay, so I'm going to put my white cross there. Is it okay if I say cross? Is it okay? Is that, nobody's going to turn me in?
I'm from the South. I'm not going to be offended.
Is cross a bad word? All right, because it's religious. I thought it might be a bad word. All right. How many numbers are above that white cross right there?
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is 5 odd or even?
It's odd, so you take the middle number.
Middle number right there. I'm going to color that a red color, and that's going to be my first quartile.
We say it was 25. Okay.
And you do the same thing on the bottom, which would be that 34. And 34 is your third quartile. And there is your 5-number summary. Now, what do you do with all this stuff? Well, there's several things you can do, and here's three or four more test questions. Those two, this right here is a test question. That's a test question. This could be a test question. This could be a test question. This could be a test question. This right here is a test question. There's several test questions in this problem that we're doing. Here's 3 more test questions. All right, here we go. Take my handy dandy whiteboard, and I take my handy dandy. I ran off some new ones today and I can't find them. Here we go. The empirical rule. So I'm going to write down empirical rule. And I'm going to put my standard deviation in the middle. Now, since we got, I'm going to do it here first. Hold on. I'm going to go right here and I'm going to put my standard, my mean in the middle. And that's 15.85. And then on the right-hand side, we add, I'm sorry. Hold on. I don't know what's the matter with me. 30. Put your mean in the middle, and then you add your standard deviation on the right side. So standard deviation is 15, control or F4.
Mean in the middle, which is 30.1.
Over 2 more places. What?
Oh boy.
What is it?
Nothing.
Mean is in the middle, and you add the standard deviation on the right. You subtract the standard deviation on the left.
Add standard deviation on the right.
Function.
Subtract standard deviation on the left.
Now I'm going to take those numbers and I'm going to transfer those numbers to my empirical rule because I didn't want to do them. I didn't want to do them with the calculator. That's why I did them on the Excel spreadsheet. So 30.1 on the bottom. What's the next number? 45.95. And then 61.8. And then 77.65. And then on this side, 14.25. Negative 1.59. And negative.
Is that 14.25 supposed to be? No, it's not supposed to be negative.
What is it?
You said negative 1.5 and negative what?
17 right there, negative 17.45.
Okay, and then that I can't see your thing.
Well, I'm fixing to there we go.
Okay, that's good.
All right, now just for everybody, the question that they will ask will be, what number falls in what? In fact, I've got
95%.
Hold on a second. I'll get to you in just a second. Hold on. In fact, if you look right here, that's this question right here. This is a test question right there. And that question right there is 100% empirical rule, what we're doing right now. So now that's normal. Now, what was your question?
I just said 95. It said what is in the 95% of it?
Yeah, that's the normal. Yes.
Between
and then
this and that, I think.
Yellow is right here. And then, of course, the pink is your outliers. Now the rest of the question will say, what about this number? What about this number? What about this number? What, blah, 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 blah. So that's the empirical rule. So when you're doing all of this right here, hold on. Let me get my mouse back. Where's my mouse? There it is. When you're doing all of this, to do the empirical rule, all you need is the mean and the what?
Standard deviation.
That's all you need. So I'm going to put an ER here, empirical rule.
So do you take when you put the mean in the middle and you get your first, second, and third, not the first, second, third, but to the right, you added what now?
What's the only two numbers you need?
The mean
and the what?
Standard deviation. So you add those two.
If the mean is in the middle, what's the only other number you can add to it?
The standard deviation.
There you go. And you subtract it on the left.
Mean plus standard deviation.
And you always add the standard deviation on the right, and you always subtract it on the left.
On the right. I'm writing this on my actual thing.
Okay. Now, let's say that the directions don't want the empirical rule. Let's say that the directions want you to, and I'm going to write this down right here. Let's say the directions want you to do this. Find the 5-number summary and test I don't know the number. Let's see, what's the mean on this one?
30.1.
Okay, 30.1 and test 55. the test score 55. In other words, tell me if 55 is an outlier or not. Okay, it'll say something like that. All right, so what do? With the 5-number summary, you've got to find the interquartile range. And the interquartile range is equal to the third quartile minus the first quartile. Okay, so I'm going to take my handy dandy spreadsheet and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say the interquartile range.
9.
Quartile range is equal to, and I'm going to go third quartile minus the first quartile, and that comes out to be 9. Good job. So that's going to be 34 minus 25, and that's equal to 9. Now, put a square around 9 because you're going to use 9 to find your markers for the outliers. And the lower one is called the lower parameter. Your book calls it the lower fence. The lower parameter is equal to the first quadrant, or the quartile, minus 1.5 times IQR. So that's going to be 25 minus 1.5 times 9. Well, 1.5 times 9, somebody check me, I believe it's 13, isn't it? 13.5 or something like that. Somebody check me, please. I'm sorry. No, it's not.
25 minus.
No, what's 1.5 times 9? I thought it would be 13.
13.5.
And somebody take 25 minus 13.5.
11.5.
All right, that is your lower parameter. Make a note. And now we're going to find the upper parameter. And I'll put all this on one page. The upper parameter.
Back it up, Terry.
The upper parameter is equal to the third quartile plus 1.5 times IQR. And in this case, the upper parameter is going to be 34 plus 1.5 times 9. And we said 1.5 times 9 is 13.5. So 34 plus 13.5, that's going to be 47.5. Now, that is the upper parameter. Okay, so we've got the lower parameter and the upper parameter. I'm trying to get them all on one page. I'm sorry. There it is. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, now we're going to take another normal curve. And since this question does not want us dealing with the empirical rule, it's going to tell us to put 47.5 right here. And it's going to tell us to put 11.5 right here. And those two are our markers for the what? Outliers. So somebody tell me where 55 is. What is 55?
It's an outlier.
There's an outlier. According to the quartiles, and this is outliers according to quartiles.
Outliers according to.
This is not the empirical rule. This is outliers according to quartiles. You've got your upper fence or lower fence. Sorry. Somebody's cutting grass.
Yeah.
And you
That
got
is-
your upper fence.
Lower fence and upper fence.
Now, there's one other thing I want you to mention. I want you to make a note of. What does the interquartile range represent? And it's written in red right here. And I'm going to highlight it because this is a test question.
50% of the.
The inner 50%. That's what the interquartile range. There's a question on the test that says, what is the interquartile range, pretty much? And you say it's the inner 50%. There's also another question on the test that asks, what is the quartiles? Right here. Well, the first quartile is also called, anybody know from previous courses or anything? What is the first quartile also called? The 25th percentile. The median and the second quartile is also
75.
called the 50th percentile. And that's also the median, so I'm going to put that out to the side also, so you won't screw it up on the test. Okay? And the third, what do you think the third quartile is called if the
75.
first and the second is called 25th and 50th?
75%.
75th percentile. Now, there is a question on the test, and the question will state, what is the 5-number summary? Or what is the box plot? This is your box plot right here. These numbers right here represent your box plot. I'm going to show you that right now. So here is your handy dandy box plot. How do you do it? I think I've shown you all this, but if I didn't, I'm showing it to you now. Okay. First thing you draw is your number line. Second thing you do is you graduate the number line. For those of you that don't know what graduate means, that means put little lines on it so you can plot on it. And third, plot the first quartile, the second quartile, and the third quartile. And that's how you do the 5-number summary and turn it into a box plot. So here we go. The mean is 4. The max is 57. The mid-range, and make sure you put mid-range right here because that's what the mid-range is 31. You could use 30.5. We're not building space shuttles here, so 31 or 30.5 is fine. Okay, what's between 4 and 31? 27. Half of 27 is 13. 13 plus 4 is 17. And I'm just taking half of half of half. That's what I'm doing. 31 to 57, we said that was 17. Half of 17 is what? I'm sorry. That's not what I said. 27 and half is 14 or 13. Add that. That's what? 44. And then just half that. So we said this is what? 13. Half of 13 is 7. So that's going to be 11. 7, that'd be 24. 7, that'd be 38. 7, that'll be 51. And I'm done because I make my number line to where if I write one more number, it's going to be a mess. So that's as far as I go. If you want to make 100 numbers here, that's up to you. 4 to 11 is 7. Half of 7 is 3. This would be a 7 right here. This would be a what? 14. This would be a 20. This would be a 27, and so on. You could keep going, but I'm not going to do it. Now we're going to take our handy dandy 5-number summary. The first quartile is red. So that's going to be, actually it's kind of a light red, but I'll use pink. 25. 25 is right there. The second one is yellow. So that's a highlight. Hold on a second. I have to find the right yellow because one of these yellow markers, Sharpie's writes where y'all can see it. The other one doesn't. If I use the one that doesn't, y'all start bitching. So I have to use the right one. All right, so that's 30. 30 is right here. And the last one is orange. So the orange is right here, and that is 34. Now, I'm going to write some things right here because this is a test question. This first one right here, that's called the first quartile. This is called the second quartile. And this is called the third quartile. So make sure you make a note, that's your box plot. So now I've shown y'all how to do the 5-number summary and the box plot. That right there is a test question. This is a test question right here. That's a test question. That 5-number summary that I'm doing right here, that's also a test question right there. That's a test question. So we got about 3 or 4 test questions right here. We got this one, and then we got the one at the box plot. So you're probably talking about 6 or 7 questions right here.
I have a question.
Yes.
You said, back to the box plot, you said to get the numbers in between 4 and 17.
Yeah.
You just averaged it?
Yeah, I got a mid-range. 4 plus 17 is 28 or 31. Half of 31 is 15, so it needs to be about 15. It doesn't have to be real close, okay? You just have to get something. Let's see. 4 plus 17 is 21, right? Hell, I don't know. And half of 21 is 10. So I got 11, so that's close. So if you want to change it to 10, change it to 10.
Oh, okay. I see what you did.
It's not, like I said, you're not measuring, the width of an O-ring, okay? What, does that help you? Whoever asked that?
It does.
Okay. Was that Miss Ritchie? Okay. Hold on just a second. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. Any other questions about the box plot? And remember, this is the center right here. CENTER. The mid-range represents the center. So you see this box is close to the center, and that median is close to the center. So you pretty much have a normal distribution because the median, remember what I said when we first did this, what are the 3 numbers that are supposed to be close together? That means I want somebody to interact.
First, second, dirt quartile.
The mean,
I mean,
the mid-range, and the median. Remember me coloring them green? And I told you these three numbers should be close together because they are all measures of what?
Data.
Y'all don't write that. Y'all write down anything I say. I don't think y'all do. The mean, the median, and the mid-range. Does anybody, okay, are all measures of what? They're all measures of what?
Center.
Center.
Central tendencies.
They're all measures of center. So what does it mean if those three numbers are very close together? It means you got a normal distribution. All right, here's another question. Now that covered a good many questions, but we're going to do another question. Here's another question. I'm going to let y'all read it, or I'm going to try to focus it as much as possible so I don't need to hear y'all fuss. So just hold on. Okay, it says, a study was designed to investigate the effects of two variables, a student's level of mathematical anxiety and teaching method on a student's achievements in a mathematics course. Students who had a low level of mathematical anxiety were taught using the traditional expository method. These students obtained a mean score with a standard deviation of 50. What does that mean? It means draw the damn curve. And I know I've told y'all that. So the question says a mean of 430 and a standard deviation of 50. So go ahead and label your curve. Everybody do that right now. That's why it's so nice to have them already drawn out, right, Miss Kidd? She's not talking to me. She's been converted to all y'all weaned on.
No, I had my mic cut off because my boyfriend's cutting grass, so I didn't want to interrupt anybody.
95% is normal. And I'm going to go ahead and do my colors. Of course, like I said, it'd be a whole lot easier if you add the colors before you run the copies.
Yeah, I got black and white.
You get tired of drawing, but you got to realize we're in the minority because we're the only ones that do this. Half the class, they don't need it.
I got the black and white versions.
Okay. Now we're ready to do the rest of the question. The rest of the question says, assuming a bell-shaped curve, where would approximately 95% of the students score? Well, now we got to add our bottoms. There's 430 right there. Add 50 is 480. Add 50, 530. I suck at eights. 530 plus 50 is 580. I hate adding and subtracting eights.
Oh, wait, did I put these in the wrong spot? Oh, yeah, I did. Sorry.
430 minus 50 is 380. 380 minus 50 is 330 and 280. Somebody check my math and make sure that I've got the right numbers there. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, now all you gotta do is tell me where the green is. Somebody tell me where the green is.
Between 380 and 480. 530. How did I get that all
Say
mixed
it one more time.
between 330 to 530.
There you go. And that's your answer.
I got all messed up on my number line over here.
And that was the answer on the test.
430.
330 to 530.
480, 530, 580. That's what I did. I moved it over to.
All right, here's another one. Empirical rule.
So from 330 to what? Did I not? Oh, that's what I did wrong.
Okay, write this one down. Now, the question isn't very long at all. The question says, the weight of an organ, blah, 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 has a mean of 300 and a standard deviation of 20. Use the empirical rule. So the first thing you do is you pull out your empirical rule again. And you draw what it says. We've got a mean of 300. And a standard deviation of 20. Okay, go ahead and fix your curve and put the empirical rule colors in.
This is a different one. Okay.
I had a student come up to me yesterday, one of my other 120s, after class and after everybody had left. They stayed and they said, I'm lost. I don't know what's going on. I said, well, I said, hold on a minute. I went and looked. You know how much homework they have done? None. What did I ask y'all to do on the first and second chapter? The first week of class, read. This person did not even do the reading homework, the chapter 1 and 2. What would you do as a teacher when a student comes up to you and says they're lost and they haven't even done the reading homework?
Tell them they shit out of luck.
You can't do that. You get fired.
I would tell them, well, why didn't you follow directions?
You would get fired. Okay.
That's what's wrong with society. Everybody wants you to hold their damn hand.
Coca-Cola. Read about Coca-Cola. Okay, so here we go. 300, 320, 340, 360, 280, 260, 240. And now let's read the question. The question asks, about 95% of organs will be between what weights?
260 and 340.
Ding, that is the correct answer. What percentage of organs weighs between 240 and 360?
240 and 360. You add the percentages up, correct?
And somebody add those up.
2.34.
Between 240 and 360. Actually, it's 95 plus 2.35 and 2.35, which is what? 97.7?
Oh. Let me do this again. Hold on. 2.35
99.7.
plus 2.35 plus 95. 99.7. Is that right?
That's it. That's the answer. Now read C. C says, what percentage of organs weigh less than 240 and more than 360? Less than 240. What's 15 cent and 15 cent?
30 cent.
So you write 0.30%. And the fourth question says, what percent of organs weighs between 280 and 340? 280 and 340. Somebody add those up.
Is it not 110.85?
34 plus 34 plus 13.5.
Wait. 34 plus 34 plus 13.5. Is that what you said?
Yep.
81.8.
81.5 it should be.
34 plus 34 plus 13.5, not 8. Okay, yeah.
All right, so that's a question. So we've done 2 questions. Actually, we've done more than 2 questions, but right now we just did 2. So let me give you another one. Okay, this one shouldn't take you, but get your calculators out. This is a calculator question. I'm going to try to do this, and I don't know if it'll work. And hit focus. Hold on.
So the population is Greek.
There
Or
it
the
is.
sample mean.
There it is. Find the population. So yes, you're going to be hitting the Greek letter right here because it says population. So somebody do that in your calculator right quick.
Question. I
Yeah.
did this on the test and it said the Greek letter as in, I thought A was a Greek letter, not the normalization of
Okay,
sample.
hold on. Remember in the first chapter, I told y'all that if you're dealing with population,
It's Greek. Sample is normal like X.
hold on. Greek letters, and I gave you the 2 Greek letters, mu
Mu and
and
omega.
sigma.
Sigma.
If you're dealing with the sample, you're dealing with alphabet numbers. Alphabetic, like X and S. So this question, I'm going to highlight what gives it to you because a lot of students get this wrong on the test because they don't read the what? The directions. And it says, find the population mean or sample mean, or sample mean as, now what does it say right here? It says sample, so it would not be the Greek letter. I'm sorry, I read it wrong. It would be the X right there. So that's why the answer is X, because right here it says we have a what? A sample.
Oh, that's where
And
it
there
messed
is
me
a
up.
question on there that has population right here.
Yeah.
So somebody do that right quick and give me the mean. And it's probably 13, but I don't know if that's the correct answer or not. So somebody give me the mean right quick.
It's 13.
It is?
Yeah.
So your answer would be here because this says sample. There is a question on the test where that says population. Then you would do the Greek letter. So here's a question of you did the number right. You did it right. You just picked the wrong answer. And
Correct.
I can't give you, I can't give you that question, whoever misses it, because that's chapter 1 material right here that we went over. We went over that, and you have to know it, okay? Especially for a standardized test. And here's the last test question that I'm going over, just test questions. And I have no idea what it says. I'm going to let y'all write it down since I blew it up a little bit for you. There's only so much this webcam will do. A study was designed to investigate the effects of variables, blah, 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 mean of 370. We've got a mean of 370 and a standard deviation of what? 40. Okay, for right now, all I see is you need to draw a curve. So get your curve out. Go ahead and do that. These people that are weaned on a pickle and didn't copy this curve, they're just bitching me out right now. Let's draw this curve over and over and over and over. I don't know why I got to draw it over and over and over. Follow directions next time, you wouldn't have to draw it. X bar is equal to 370 and S is equal to 40. So this is going to be 370. This is going to be what, 410? I hope. 410 plus 40 is 450 and 490. Y'all check my numbers. 370 would be 330. 330 minus 40 is 290 and 250. I hope.
X bar.
I didn't screw it up.
X bar is equal to 370. SD is equal to 40. You said 370 plus 40 is 410 plus 40 is 450 plus 40 290 250 330 370. Okay. I'm there.
Okay, so y'all check my numbers. Well, Hubert, you hadn't even read the rest of the question. I know I haven't. That's how important the drawing is. Now I'm going to read the rest of the question. What does it say? It says, assuming a bell-shaped distribution, what percentage of scores exceeded 290? What does exceed mean?
Go over 290 above.
Go over 290. So I'm going to take my blue highlighter and I'm going to highlight above 290. And now you're going to get your calculator out and you're going to add up all those what? Percentages. Now, you could just subtract 2.5 and get 97.5. You could do that, but I'm not going to go into that with you. You just add up all those blue percentages and you should come up with 97.5. And that is your answer. See? 97.5. So I showed y'all, let me show y'all this right quick. Here is 3 problems right here. 3 problems that I just did, and all 3 of those are what rule?
Empirical.
Empirical rule. Those are 3 problems off the test. All you got to have is this right here for those people that that did what you were supposed to, that's what you need. Okay, who's got a question? Let's see, how many did we do? We did 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I did about 6 in that first one we did. So we went over at least 11 test questions on this, just what was sent to me. Now,
I didn't.
yes,
You can send the test question.
no,
Oh, okay, okay. That's that.
I just, I had a
I didn't think
student
so.
email me and tell me they had problems with those questions, and I did them in class. Now, let me check one more thing right quick. And I know I know what time it is, so y'all don't have to go into convulsions or anything. But I am having problems getting out of my, what is wrong? Oh, there it is. Okay. Phew. I'm going to check right quick. I thought I saw somebody send me a question from this class. Hold on and let me check.
That might have been me.
No, it was one that was sent, I thought today. But I may be totally wrong. Somebody sent me a question or something in here. Does anybody want to? I thought I saw a question. I guess I didn't. Okay, let me ask y'all this. Does anybody have any questions?
I got,
Yeah, go ahead.
besides the main questions, how many bonus questions you put on test one?
How many what?
But besides the main questions, how many bonus questions you put on test?
The bonus questions, there's, I think, either 12 or 14.
Okay.
So if you take, and I'm not doing this for you, I'm doing this for the whole class. I mean, Mr. Mance, I don't want you to think I'm picking on you. You take the 14 bonus questions and multiply by 3. I think there's like 33 questions.
34.
Okay, 13. Well, that's about 3 points. Everybody should make a 42 on my first test, do they? Hell no. They end up missing 3 or 4 bonus questions. I don't know how you missed my bonus questions, but people do.
And
I've actually had students make 15s on my test.
And what's the
Say again?
what's the bonus question about again?
There are a lot of test questions or bonus questions that come from students. Like, I didn't know that 0. We have went over the test, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Some of them are. I'll show you some of them. We got a few minutes. I mean, I'm not gonna go over anything new, so I don't mind doing this.
A lot of the test questions are, what happens when I see my grade drop? Well,
Yeah,
you didn't
that's
do the
one
homework
you
or all
just-
that.
Yeah,
It's a 0.
yeah.
Or
That's-
what branch of the military was Mr. McClure in?
Yeah.
Or what's Mr. McClure's, what's the best way to contact him?
You got them memorized, haven't you? Hold on a minute. Let me pull up one.
Are you talking about questions about Hubert?
Yeah. What?
Yeah, Hubert, Mr. McClure. You don't know your teacher's name?
No, I'm talking
What?
about you talking about the questions about Hubert.
Yeah, I've got several questions. There's 2 questions about me, how to contact me, and what my name and my phone number is, or my email and my phone number. There's a couple of questions about the syllabus. What is the weights of the class? That's why I was trying to find it. Hold on a minute and let me find it right quick.
Isn't test 68?
Hold on.
Mhm.
Review.
Did you not print out what you were supposed to at the first of the class?
Yeah, he printed it out. Hold on. All right, here we go. And you'll see that the bonus questions, when you come up on one, you'll see that there's no way to miss them. Well, I can't find one. Here's one. Let me blow it up for you. If you take several forms of a test in Hubert's class, how is it counted? And look at the answers. He gives you a drop slip. He takes the highest grade and drops the lowest. He calls you a loser and fails you. He averages the grades. It's B. And we talked about that on the day that I went over the test. I told you I'd take the highest what? Take the highest grade. All right, let's find another one. There we go. Does Hubert replace your lowest test grade with your final exam? There's only one possible answer. And it's
No.
not water. It's no way, no how. So you see how I do the answers? The only one that's the right here is the only one with United States in front of it. Although, according to leadership, I shouldn't be proud to be a veteran because veterans and policemen are bad people. What should a student do if something happens and they are out of class for a while? Just miss the assignments, blame it on the Russians, communication is key, wait until after grade turn in and try to contact Hubert. Charlie, let's do another one. I don't mind going over these because half of them are from questions that students actually asked me after the semester was over. If you look at your overall grade one day and it has decreased from several days ago, what has happened? You got a 0 for one of your assignments. When does the homework terminate? The only question that makes sense. The only answer. Toward the end of the unit material. Here it is. Homework and quizzes are what weights? And why is 30, 30, 30 not correct?
Because it don't add up to 100.
It don't add up to 100. So the only possible answer is A. What is Hubert's email address and cell number? The only possible answer. Charlie. Y'all start to see a pattern with these answers?
Yeah.
Why does Hubert not entertain extra credit, extra points, or dropping any grades the last week of the semester? Because he awards me questions like this on the test, and he takes the highest grade out of 3 attempts. Those are pretty much the bonus questions, and you can't miss them because there's no other answer like this one. In your grade book, to find your final grade after you have completed all assignments, what should you choose? Well, the only one that has anything to do with grades is overall grade. So now, a lot of you say, well, Hubert, why do you put those questions on the test? There's 2 reasons I put the questions on the test. Can anybody guess what they are?
To increase our chance of passing one.
To increase your chances of passing and to cover these questions so you don't use them at the end of the semester. If you have incomplete assignments and Hubert puts a 0 in for the grade, what will that 0 do to your grade? It will decrease it. And I think I've covered a lot of them. Hold on. Let's see if there's any more. I think, although covered in the handouts, what is the best way to communicate with Hubert? Through his cell phone. Now, I do not want you to call me on my cell phone. Everything goes through my cell phone. That's what I meant. My email, my Teams, everything. So that's what that means. And 33, if a student does not complete a homework, assignment, or test, what grade will be recorded for that assignment? A 0. And if you miss a question on a test and you believe it is correct, what should you do? Scream and throw a temper tantrum? Ask to see Hubert after class? Send several emails to Hubert with the last one saying hello? Or call Hubert's office 5 or 6 times? I believe Bravo would be the best way. And that's how many there are. Let's see how many they are. Oh, where is, well, I was going to submit Submit. There. I made a 41 and I didn't answer a single math question. So how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's 14. All right, any other questions? All right, I'm going to show you one more thing before you leave. Y'all might like this. Has anybody seen it yet? Anybody seen it yet?
Well, I seen this.
No, have you seen the good news I'm fixing to show you? Labs, math. And click on your assignments. Anybody see anything different? I'm getting there. If I ever get there, I'm hoping to get there in the next hour. Click on assignments. Do you see anything different?
What's with that?
Anybody see anything different?
Why are your scores on your homework changed?
I don't have scores on my homework.
Like I'm looking, but I don't see everything. Your time limit. Yeah, your time limit has to be done by the 25th at 11:59 p.m.
Somebody should see it. Somebody should say, wait a minute.
Did I not say it?
You said the 25th, but that's not, you're not seeing what the difference is.
The due dates and on there.
Oh no, it took out the homework. I can't see.
I gave y'all an extra 2 days on your chapter 3 homework.
I can't see.
I'm gonna blow it up to dadgum short bus size.
Put it
There,
on 150%.
there. Is that what is that? Can you see that now? All right, who's got questions?
Take your glasses off and see if you can see it.
I can see it right now. It says 225, 1159, 3.1. These
see
are these
nothing.
glasses.
When is test one due? I'm planning on doing it tomorrow morning.
Okay, I'll go over to quizzes and tests. And what does it say?
225.
Anytime you want to know the due date on something, you just look in My Labs Plus, or
All right.
I'm sorry, My Labs Math. Any other questions? All right, I'm going to shut her off. Y'all have a good homework and test